Structure of Java program. Okay, so let's see the structure of Java program. So basically any programming language, okay, so it has to maintain certain rule or certain format, okay, in writing the programs. Okay, so we have to follow the same structure and we need to write the programs. Now, what is the structure that Java program is following in order to create the programs, right? So let's see that. So the syntax of Java program looks like this. Okay, the first statement. Okay, so the first statement inside a Java program. So what is the first statement that can be written inside the Java program is nothing but we need to write the package statement. Okay, so what is a package statement? So why do we need that? All these details we'll get into the details in the future classes. For now, just try to understand how the syntax looks like. Okay, the first thing is going to be what? Package. You need to tell the package name. This is the first statement that could be written inside the Java program. Okay, so after that, what is the next statement that we can write is nothing but import. Okay, so we just need to say the package name here. So why do we need this package? Why do we need import? Okay, so as I told you, I'll cover in the future classes. But no, just remember. So if at all in a Java program, if you have to write any line, the first line should be what? A package statement. And how many times a package statement can be repeated? You can write it only once. Okay, in a Java program, you can write a package statement only once. If you want to write it once, or if you don't want, you don't mention. Okay, so which means that it can come 0 or exactly one time. Okay, not more than one time. So 0 means it no need to come. 1 means it has to come only one time. Okay, that is the number of times that this statement can be repeated. Now talking about the import statement, the second statement that can be available as part of a Java program is import statement. So how many times this particular statement can come? It can come one or more number of times. Okay, so this can come for how many times? If you want to write these statements, it can come 0 or 1. Okay, whereas this one, it has to come how many number of times? It can come 0 or n number of times. Means any number of import statements that you can be able to declare inside the Java program. So after that, what will be there? We will have the class declaration. Okay, class creation. So how it will look like? You'll have a class keyword. So what is a keyword and all those things? We will see in few minutes. Okay, so there will be a class keyword followed by the class name. Okay, so with a flower bracket open and a flower bracket closed. As I told you, Java is what? Java is a object-oriented programming language, right? So in object-oriented programming language, everything lies inside the class. Okay, everything lies inside the class. You need to write anything inside the class only. So what we will generally write that we will see in few minutes. Okay, so but basically in Java, because as it is an object-oriented programming language, so you will have only classes and objects. So what is a class? Basically, everyone says that class is nothing but a blueprint. Like if you want any physical thing, so before that you should be able to imagine something, right? Like I want a cat. So before looking the actual cat, the physical cat, you can imagine how the cat looks like, right? So the imaginary part or the blueprint of something is called as a class. And what is object? Object is nothing but looking at the class or looking at the blueprint, anything that physically which will be available in the world. Means you can touch it. Whereas a class, you cannot touch it, you cannot feel it. But whereas something, if it is physically available, you will be able to feel it, right? So that is nothing but the object. Object is nothing but it is the existence of something. Class is nothing but it is an imaginary part. Okay, so in object-oriented programming, everything is what? Everything you will be able to encounter as a class and object only. Okay, so saying that, so in Java, what we have, we will write everything in terms of classes only. So now this is the class. So inside the class, what we can have? We can have variables. What are variables? We will see it later. Okay, so we can have variables. We can have methods. What are methods? Again, we will see it later. Okay, for now, just try to understand the structure. Okay, so we have package, import statement, class, and inside the classes, what we have? We have variables and we have methods. Okay, and we'll have what? We'll have one public, static, void, main method, which takes a string array as an argument. Okay, so what is this main method, and why do we need? Okay, and why it is written in this way, in this style? Okay, there are so many things which are coming here, right? Why it is written like this? So we'll try to decode it in the future classes. But remember, why do we need this? Nothing but, so Java program starts, it gets executed from this main method only. Okay, so as I told you here, inside a class, you can have any number of variables or any number of methods. Okay, you can write any number of methods. Now, when I give this class, once you compile this class, and once you give this particular class to JVM, who is JVM? JVM is nothing but the program, the actual tool which executes the Java program. Now, if you have a Java program, and if that program has to be executed, means what you need? You need a JVM. Without a JVM, we will never be able to execute a Java program. Okay, so now when I give this class, once I compile this class and once I give this class to JVM, what happens? JVM will start looking into that class, okay, and it will look for a method called as main method, because that acts as a entry point for execution. That is the reason always JVM, once you give a class and once you ask the class to get executed, it looks for the main method. And the main method syntax should be like this only: public, static, void, main. Okay. So if it is in this structure with string arguments, passing the string arguments, in this style only it should be. It should not be in any other style. If you are able to write this way, then only it starts executing. From here, it starts executing the code. Okay, you understood, right, everyone? Till here it is clear? Am I audible, guys? Is it clear till here? The structure of Java program, you are able to follow?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Try to respond in between, because otherwise I will not understand whether you people are available or not. Okay, fine. So let me go ahead to the next thing. Now with this, we understood how actually the Java program can look like, right? So in this, as I'm mentioning, the package statement. Okay, package statement is used for what? Basically, so this statement is used for the sake of defining user-defined packages. Okay, so with this thing, what we can do is, using a package, we can create our own user-defined packages. Means your user-defined libraries. Okay, if you want to create any library, then what is this library? How to create it? We'll see it next. Okay, but what is the reason of using package? Is nothing but we mention this such that we'll be able to create user-defined packages. Okay, so now writing this statement is what? Optional or mandatory? Writing a package statement within the Java program is mandatory or it is optional? It is optional. Okay, so as I told you, it is optional. It can come 0 number of times, or if you want to write the statement, it has to come only once. You cannot write more than once. Okay, and this should be what? This should be the first line within the Java program. If you're trying to write a package statement, it should be what? It should be in the first line. Got it? So now coming to the import statement, what we can do with import statements? Nothing but, so inside our classes, okay, our class. So how we have written this class, similarly, another developer can write some other classes, or you ourselves can write few other classes actually. So when we write one class and we wanted to, so we have a facility of using another classes. Okay, so in object-oriented programming, one of the feature what we have is reusability. Okay, we get it using a concept called as inheritance. What is that? We will see. Don't worry. If I'm using some terminology, don't worry about it if you don't understand also, because those things are going to be clear in the future classes. So as I'm telling you, there is some feature called in object-oriented programming called as inheritance, through which we will be able to achieve what? Reusability. Okay, so in terms of reusability, if you have a class and if there is some other class, in that class you have a logic that you wanted to use here. Okay, so like let's say I have a class called as some sample class, the sample class wants to use a calculator class. So inside the calculator class, what we have some calculator methods, right? Calculation methods like addition, subtraction, something like that. We have some operations in that. So I wanted to use those operations. So when I want to use those operations, first of all, if this sample class want to do calculations, it can do two things. One, it can write its own logic, or it can depend on some other class which has already written it. So either I can write my own logic of calculation, calculating two variables to addition or sum or multiplication, or I can look for a class which has already written that logic. So which is easy, which is a good approach. So if there is some logic which is already implemented, why we wanted to waste our time in writing it again? Instead, we can depend on that class and we can use that class and we can fulfill our requirement or not, right? So that's the advantage of reusability. So when I wanted to use some other class inside my class, what you have to do is that class might be mentioning a package statement inside that class. Okay, that's a calculator class also might be kept in some other package, right? So if it is kept in some other package, what you have to do to use that class inside my class is nothing but you have to do the import. Got it? First, we have to do what? We have to import them. Like if you know, if you're from C and C++ background, if you know them, if you know that particular language, there we use the include statements. Okay, so ash include of, you will tell what? The library, the package names, right? Similarly, in Java, we have what? We have a import statement. Like if a class wants to talk to other class, which is there in a different package, before using it, you need to import that particular package. You need to what? You need to import that package and you should start using that particular classes inside your class. Okay. You cannot use a class which is coming from other package without writing the import statement. Now talking about the import statement, how many times the import statement can come? It can come 0 or n number of times, which means that you can import any number of packages. Okay. So remember this. Now, what is that afterwards? What we have? We have class declaration. We call this as what? We call this as class declaration, or this completely we call it as class creation. So the third thing is what? Nothing but class creation. So writing a class inside the Java program, is it mandatory or it is not mandatory? So as I told you, import statement and package statements are what? Optional. You can have them or you no need to have them. You no need to mention them. If you are mentioning, mention it only one time. If you are mentioning import, mention any number of times. In the similar way, is this class statement, is this class declaration, this part is called as class creation. Even this is mandatory or it is optional within the Java program. When it comes to that, it is also optional. You can have a Java program without a class. But what will be the purpose of that? We will see in the future classes. But what is that? You can have a Java program without a class. So declaring a class within the Java program is also what? Is optional. Okay. But if you want to declare a class within the Java program, okay, if you want to declare a class within the Java program, how many number of classes you can have? You can have 0 or you can have any number of times. You can have any number of classes. So this is also what? You can repeat this particular class creation. Like I have one class right here in this program. Like this, you can have one more class. So you can have 0 number of times repetitions, or if you want to create n number of classes, which means n could be 2, n could be 3, n could be any number. So you can repeat it for any number of times. Got it? So that's about the class, whether it is optional or if it can be repeatable, how many times it can be repeatable. And similarly, so the class is having what? So if you're giving a class to JVM and if you're asking JVM to execute it, okay, so what is that? What is that that is mandatory? We need a main. We need a main method declaration. Okay, so Java program execution done by JVM and Java program execution begins from main method. Okay, so JVM always what? JVM always expects main method. Okay, so JVM always expects main method. If this method is there, then only it identifies this method. From here, it starts executing the class. Okay, so I tried to repeat this for a couple of times because if you can remember this, Based on this, you will be able to understand JVM architecture in an easy way. Okay. So I hope this is clear. Okay. Now with this thing, let's try to write a Java program. Okay. And let's see how to save that particular program and how to compile it and how to execute it. Okay. So let's write our first Java program. Okay. So let's try to write our first Java program. So let me write the steps here. Okay. Procedure, how to write, okay, and save and compile and also execute. Okay. So how to do these things? Procedures to write, save, compile, and execute a Java program. How to do it? Okay. So the first step is, so write a Java program, we need to use what? We need to use any editor. We need an editor. So when I say editor, what are all the editors we have? Notepad, right? Notepad++, Sublime, WordPad, VA Editor, and also we have integrated development environments. Okay, right now we will use only Notepad or something, or Sublime Text or some other editor. But in the future classes, to speed up our development, okay, to make it easy, we'll use integrated development environment. What is that? We will see in the future classes. Okay. So for now, just ignore that. Okay. So what is the first thing we need to write a Java program? We need an editor. What we need? We need an editor. We need a editor like Notepad. We can use a Notepad or you can use WordPad or etc. Whatever the editors we have, we can use any of the editors. Got it? Now, what is the second step that we need to follow in writing a Java program? It's nothing but, so we write a Java program like according to our requirement. Okay, step 2 is nothing but write the Java program according to our requirement. So my requirement is here is, I want to create a welcome class. What is that? I want to create a welcome class and I want you to I want you, the class to, just a minute. Okay. I want a welcome class. So, and what it wants to do is it wants to print on the console saying welcome to Java World. Okay. So let's try to write this particular program. Okay. Second step is what? Write a Java program according to our requirements. So what is that I want to write? I want to write a class. So what class I want to write? I want to write a class called as welcome. Okay. So now why I'm using class every time before and what is this and what is this? We will see it in a few minutes. Okay. For now, just remember the keyword. The class keyword and this is the class name. Okay. Welcome is the class name. Now, what I want to do with this class, I want this class to print on the console. Console is nothing but a window where you will be able to see something. Okay. So console is nothing but a window where you can see the output that is being written by the program. Okay. So that is nothing but we call it as console. We'll see that console in few minutes. What can be treated as console? We'll see it in few minutes. So now what I want this class? So I want this class to print something inside the console, right? Hello. 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 Am I audible? I thought there is some disconnected. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So you are able to follow me, right? So I saw that there is disconnectivity. So I haven't missed anything, right? So you are clear with step 2? You're able to follow the step 2? Or did I miss anything? Okay, fine. So once I write a class, this class has to be given to the JVM for executing this class. Now, when I give this class to the JVM, and if I ask JVM to execute this class, what is the JVM is going to expect in this class? It expects a main method. Okay, what it will expect? It expects a main method that should be available as part of this class. Now, how to write the main method? So what is the syntax of writing the main method? It's nothing but public static void main followed by string and arguments. Okay, so you should always have this particular method with this syntax only. So when you give a class to JVM and if you ask JVM to execute, it is always going to look for this method inside this class. Okay, so now I'm able to write the main method. So whatever I wanted to print here, that I wanted to write inside this main method now. So what I wanted to print, I want to print welcome to Java world. Okay, in Java, if you want to print anything in the console, then we need to use a statement called as system.out.println. Okay, so what is the statement that I have to use in order to print a statement inside the Java program? It's nothing but I have to use a statement called as system.out.println. Okay, and inside this particular parenthesis, we call them as parentheses. Inside this parenthesis, you need to use this double quotes, and your message has to be written inside these double quotes. So what is the message I wanted to print? Welcome to Java world. Okay, and in Java, remember the syntax of Java program. Every statement in Java should be ended with semicolon. Understood? In Java, every statement has to be ended with semicolon. If that is the case, this is a statement, and if it is not ending with a semicolon, so don't think in that manner, because this is it is looking like a block here, right? So any statement, if it is having a block after that, those statements no need to have a semicolon. Okay. Now, if you see a method is having what? It's again creating another block. So this part, we call it as a block. So this is the start of the block and this is end of the block. So if you see a block, those statements no need to end with semicolon. But whereas if you have a statement which is not having any block after that, that has to be ended with this particular semicolon. If you write a Java program and if you have a statement and if you're not writing semicolon at the end, then your compiler is going to raise a issue. Okay, it is going to throw an error. Understood? So this is the second step. So what I wanted to do, I want to open it. I want to take an editor. Okay, and after that, I want to write this particular program according to my requirement. My requirement is what now? I wanted to print welcome to Java world. So how to write it? This is the manner how I will be writing it. So what is the third step? The third step is I should be able to save this. What is step 3? Step 3 is I should be able to save this program. Okay, so save the program. Okay, so with what? So while saving the program, what we have to provide, how we have to save it. Okay, how we have to save the program. Okay, it's nothing but save the program with any name. Give whatever the name you want with any name. Okay, if you want to save that particular file name as welcome, save it as welcome. So give some name to that particular file. So whenever you are trying to save any file, like some txt file, right? We have some txt files, right? If you wanted to save some PDF file or some Word files or Excel files, when you're trying to save them, you will give a name to that file, right? Similarly, here also give a name to that file. Save the program with any name. Okay, but to make this as a Java program, what should be the extension that should this particular file should be taking? Okay, so you have to provide an extension to it. What is the extension that you have to provide? You have to give a name, but what? But provide extension. Provide extension as .java. What is it? .java. So you know, right? So any program to say, like let's say I have a PDF file. So how you are able to say that is a PDF file? If you are able to notice the extension as .pdf. How to say this is an image? If you see the extension as .jpeg, right? So similarly, how to identify whether this file is a text file or Java file or some other file? If you are able to see the extension as .java, that's the reason. Save a program with any name, but provide the extension as .java. Okay, like I would say, first program.java. So something like this, I will try to save it. Okay. Now what is step 3? What is step 4? Step 4 is nothing but we should be able to compile the Java program. What is that? We should be able to compile the Java program. Compiling the Java program. Okay. So why do we need to compile the Java program? When you compile, then you will be able to, the Java compiler is going to return you a dot class file. So dot class files are the files actually that will be executed by your JVM. So who is the actual person who is going to execute the Java programs? It's nothing but JVM. Now, what is needed by JVM to execute is nothing but it doesn't need Java, the files which are extending with Java. It requires the files which are extending with the which are extended with dot class. Now, how you will get dot class file? When you compile a Java file, then you will get a dot class file. How to compile it? For compiling, when you install Java, Java will give you a tool called as Java C. We call it as Java compiler. Okay, so where it is going to be, how to install Java, where this Java tools will be available, how to use them, all these things I will show you. Okay, I'll show you in the future classes. For now, just try to follow. Okay, what is that you have to do? You need to compile the Java program. Okay, using what? Using Java C. Okay, so when you install Java within your mission, then you will get some tools. What are those tools? Java tool and Java compiler tools. Along with that, you will get some other tools. So we'll use those tools and we will be able to compile the Java program. So for compiling and executing the Java program, we need to what? We need to take the help of command prompt. What is it? We need to take help of command prompt. You know what is command prompt? I'll show you in a second. Okay. So we need what? The help of command prompt. Okay, good. So if you people know what is a command prompt, there we should be able to take the help and we need to compile the Java program. Okay. So to compile the Java program, we have to use what? We have to use a Java command called Java C. What is it? We have to use a Java command called as what? Java command called Java C. Using this command, you should be able to compile the Java program. So what is the syntax? Syntax is like this. Okay, Java C. Within you need to open your command prompt. Inside the command prompt, you need to invoke this particular command. Java C is the command which you will get once you install the Java. Okay, once you install the Java software, then you will get this command. So now use this command. To this command, what is that you have to give? You have to give here your file name. What is the file name? First program dot Java. So this is how you need to compile your Java program. Got it? Now, when we compile the Java program, what happens? It will check whether the code written is valid or not. Okay, so as I told you here, let's say every Java statement has to be ended with semicolon. Now I have not written the semicolon. Just I have written this particular program like this, and I asked the compiler to compile this particular program. So what happens? It checks whether this particular program is following the rules that are coming from Java. So now, if you see this, it is not following the rule. When it is not following the rule, immediately it will throw an error saying that so and so line is not ended with the semicolon statement. Okay, so please include that semicolon and recompile it. So this is the type of error it will give. So what it will do, when you compile a Java program, the compiler will check whether the Java program is valid or not. If the code is valid, okay, if the code is valid, then what it will do? If the code is valid, then it is going to give, it gives dot class file as an output. Okay, what it will do? It will generate dot class file. Okay, it will generate dot class file based on the class name. So what will be the class that will be coming here? First program dot class. Okay, this will be the output once this Java C is able to execute this program. If it is not able to see any errors, if it is able to see all the syntaxes are written correctly, then what? It is going to return a first program dot class. Class file will be written as an output out of compiling. So now once the compilation is done, and if you are able to get a Java dot class file, what is the next step? We can execute this particular program. What is the next thing we can do? We can execute that particular program. So executing the Java program. Excuse me. So we can execute the Java program. So to execute the Java program, what we have to use? We have to use a command called as Java. Okay, for executing, we have to use a Java program, Java command, sorry, Java command called Java. Okay, using this command, using a command called as Java, you will be able to execute the Java program. So syntax, how it will look like? Syntax is nothing but rule, like this, how we need to grammatically we need to write it. Okay, so the rule of how to write it is called a syntax. Okay, so how to execute it? You need to say syntax is nothing but Java followed by class name. What is it? Java followed by class name. So now when you are giving to Java C command, when you are giving the Java program name, we need to give the extension. Okay, .java extension has to be given. But when you're giving to Java command, the class name, what is the class? What is the file name? First program, right? First program dot class. So this has to be given as an output to Java, right? Not this one, not .java. Whatever the output that is compiled, what is the output that is going that you are getting after the compilation? Dot class, right? This has to be given as an input to Java command. Okay. Now, when you are giving this, you should not give the extension. What is it? You should not give the extension. Dot class shouldn't be mentioned. So we need to give the class name without extension. I'll show you. Okay. So in a few minutes, I'll show you how it is going to look like. So if you want to see the example is nothing but, okay, Java followed by what? First program. That's it. You should not mention any extension here. Don't give the extension. Just mention the program name, file name. That's it. Okay. So when this is executed, then what you will get of the output as? The output of this is going to be what? Welcome to Java world. Okay. So this is the output that you are going to get. Okay. So now to execute this or to write this program and to execute it, what we need to install Java. Okay. We need to install Java. And before we are executing this, what we need to set a path. What is setting path? How to set the path? And why we need it? How it is? How it plays an important role? All those things we will see it later. And how to install it also, I will show it later. Okay. So for now, let me try to write this file. Let me write this file. Let me create the class. Let me compile it. Let me execute it. Okay. Then I will help you to how to install Java in your machine. And you can also start writing your first Java program. Okay. And you can also create, save, and you can also compile and you can run the program and you can see the output. Okay. But before that, what is needed? You need to install Java. So how to install Java and all those things, I will help you after this particular program. Okay. Now let me write this. So for which what I'm doing, I'm just going to some folder. So I'm using Mac here. So in Windows, it will be different, but don't worry. I'll try to show you how I will help you with Windows also. Okay. Now just I'm trying to create some folder here. Okay. Let me give the name as Core Java. So inside this Core Java folder, I'm trying to write a file. Okay. So I'm going to my Sublime. It is like an editor only. Okay. Sublime is also editor similar to your Notepad. Notepad, Notepad++. There is a editor called a Sublime Text. Okay. I'm trying to create a file. Okay. So first, how do we create a file? So let me write my class here. Okay. At last, I'll try to save this program with a file name. Right now, I have created a file here. Okay. I have taken a file and still I have not given any name to this file. It is still showing as untitled, right? But I have a file with me. Okay. So, but I haven't saved this file and I have not given the name. Okay, so where I'm going to, how I'm going to give the name and where I'm going to save it, nothing but, so I have created a folder called as core Java, right? On the desktop, this is my desktop. On top of it, I have created a folder called as core Java. I'm going to save that particular file here in this location. Okay, by giving the name, okay, I will try to save that file within this location. I'll show it later. Okay, right now I have a file. Now, once I have a file, what is the first step I have to do? So first step is nothing but I have taken the editor. The editor is nothing but I have used Sublime editor here. Okay, after that, what I have to do in step 2, I have to start writing my program according to my requirement. According to my requirement, what is the thing I have taken? I want to write a welcome file, welcome class, right? So welcome. So I'm able to write a class here. Okay, I have created a class. What is the class name? Welcome. So how to create a class? So class keyword followed by class name. So this is how we will be able to write the class. Now what I want here, so any class in Java to get executed from where it starts executing from main method. So I want to write the main method. How's the syntax? Public static void main. Okay, which takes string arguments as a parameter. Now inside this, what I want to print some statement. What is the statement? Welcome to Java world is what I wanted to print, right? So let me write it. So what is the statement I have to use for printing output in the console in Java? We have to use system.out.println followed by within the parenthesis start double quotes, open and close double quotes. Within that, write your message. What is the message I want to write? Welcome to Java world. And every statement in Java should end with what? Semicolon. Now, once I'm able to finish my class, what is the first step I have to do? I have to save the program. So let me save this program. Let me save. So let me say save as. So what I wanted to give the file name as? I want this file name to be given as first program. Okay, first program dot Java. Make sure you're giving the extension .java. And where do I want it to store? Within this particular thing, right? So I have selected it. So now within the core Java folder, which I have created on the desktop, now this particular first program is going to be available. So let me save it. So once I save it here, so now in this location, I'm able to see the first program.java. Now, once I'm able to write my program, what is the third step? What is the first step I have to do? I need to compile it. What is that? I need to compile this. So for compiling, what is that I have to need? What is that tool I have to use? I need to use command prompt. Okay. So in Windows, we call it as command prompt. In Mac or in Linux, terminal, open the terminal. Terminal is only, it is like a command prompt only. Okay. So I have opened my command prompt. Okay. So always my command prompt open something. Okay, there will be a default location where this command prompt is to be open. So, but my files that I have compiled are available as part of different location. Okay, so now I have to go to that location and then I should be able to execute my program. Okay, so right now where I am, how to check it? So I have to use a program called as ls. So it will tell me where I am. Okay, it will tell me in which location I am available. Okay, so I have to go to where I have to go to desktop. Right now I am there. I am there in my at my user level. Okay, so I can say pwd here. All these are commands. Don't worry. So all these are some Linux commands. In Windows, it is going to be different. Okay, in Windows, what you can do is simply, if you are confused here, what you can do in Windows is nothing but just here. If you can say, if you can right click and if you say open in command prompt, this particular file will automatically open in the command prompt. Okay, I'll show you in Windows also how to do it. For now, let me execute this. Okay, in here itself, let me try to execute it. But for that, what I'm saying, I need to go to that location, right? I'm opening a terminal. I know that I am at my user level. Okay, so now from there, I have to go where? I have to go to desktop. How to go? I need to use a command called as cd, change directory. Okay, so which directory I have to go? Desktop, right? I'm able to go to desktop. I'm listing out the files. What are the things I have as part of this? So I have these folders. Now again, I have to go what? I have to go inside this core Java. For which again I have to use what? I have to use a command called as cd, change directory. So from my current directory, I'm trying to move the next directory. When I have to go to the next directory, I have so many folders. So among those folders, to which directory I have to go? To this directory, right? Just mention that. Okay. So now where I am, I'm inside the core Java folder. Now I'm able to reach that folder, right? So once you're able to reach that folder, now what I have to use for compiling the Java program? So what is the command I have to use? I have to use a command called as Java C. Followed by what is that I have to pass as an input to this command? I need to pass the first program.java. Okay. So if you just type it, you can type it or you can use the tab. Just mention F and click on tab. So it will be automatically taken. Okay. The full name of the program file will be taken automatically. So this is what. So I have to use what? I have to use Java C command, followed by you have to pass what? You have to pass your program file name. So what is the file name I have written? First program, right? So once it is there, click on enter. Once you click on enter and everything is okay, then it is going to come to the next line without giving any errors. So which means that now in my core Java, if I open this core Java folder again, I will be able to see another file with .class extension. Okay. So what is that? .class. But why is the class name came as welcome? Okay, because I have written the class name as inside that file. I have given the class name as what? Welcome. So your .class will be generated based on what? Based on your class name. Okay. So as I given the class name as welcome, that's the reason I'm able to get a .class file with what? Welcome file name. Okay. Now I'm able to get this right. So what is the next step I have to do? Once I'm able to compile it, I need to execute it. So how to execute? Again, open your command prompt, and this time to execute Java program, what is the command I have to use? For compiling, I have to use Java C, right? For executing, what I have to use? I have to use Java. Java followed by what my file name? My file name is now welcome. So what I mentioned, don't give .class extension to this now. Remove the .class extension. If you try to give the .class extension, you will get an error. Okay. So it is saying that I'm unable to found welcome.class. Okay. So it will give you an error saying that class not found exception. So you should not give this .class extension because Java is the command. It will always look for .class files only. So that's the reason if you try to give the .class extension, it will treat that also as a class only, class name only. Got it? So now it is not treating .class as a extension here. It is treating .class as a name. It is treating that as welcome.class. That completely it is taking as a name. But welcome.class is the name of that particular class, right? What is the name of the class? Only welcome. Okay, so that is the reason when you're giving your Java file to execute for Java, don't give the extension. Remove the extension and just give only the class name. So what is the class name here? Welcome. So let me click on enter. Now it should be able to print the output in the console. Now I was mentioning, right? It will print output in the console. So this is the console. So if you want to print some output in the console, then what is the statement you have to use? System.out.println followed within the parenthesis, pass your statement. So I have passed what? Welcome to Java world. Okay. So this is the first statement. This is the first program. And this is the output that we are able to see here. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. So Java world. Now, if you also should practice this program, and if you have to compile and if you have to execute means, first you need to install Java. Okay. So now before continuing, let me help you with the installation process. Let me know if you people already have installed, or do you know how to install Java?
It's
How many of
JDK, right?
Sorry?
Like
Actually,
JDK or
yeah. Let me explain. Yes. You need to install JDK only. I'm missing your voice. Actually, your voice is breaking. I'm not able to hear you properly, but I'm able to catch few words of your pronunciation, your words. Yes, you need to install JDK. Okay. So, but right now, which version of JDK you have to install is something I have to explain. So Java is introduced in the year 1995, right? at that time, it has released its initial version called as Java 1.0. Okay, JDK 1.0 is the initial version which is introduced. Okay, in 1990. From there till here, till 2024, the latest version that is available in the market is Java 21. Okay, what is it? Java 21 is the latest version that is available. Got it? Now, I would recommend you to install JDK 21 only, because I will be also explaining you the features of Java 8, Java 10, Java 9, 10, and also about 11, and I will cover Java 17, okay, records, and also Java 21. Till Java 21, I will be covering you the features as well. Okay, so we will be covering till there. So that's the reason I want you to install JDK 21 or at least Java 17. Okay, so how to install? So before that, let me tell you the other story about Java. So previously, when Java is released and Java is introduced, it is introduced by a company called as Sun Microsystems. Okay, so James Corling started a company called as Sun Microsystems. Through Sun Microsystems, he has released Java. Okay, he has developed and he has released through Sun Microsystems. Now, after a few years, this Java has been acquired by a company called as Oracle. You know Oracle, right? Oracle. So Oracle has acquired Java. Okay, so till then, okay, Java is an open source. Okay, Java is still now open source only, but it is being open source through few other people, not directly from Oracle. Oracle is trying to sell JDK for proprietary purpose. Like you need to purchase the JDK that is coming from Oracle. Okay, so Oracle also supporting few free open source JDKs also, and also few other people also supporting JDK, providing the open source JDK. Okay, now we will try to install open source JDKs only. We will not go for installing the JDK which we need to purchase them. Okay, so previously Java is what? Java is an open source language, but still it is an open source language, but it is not coming from Oracle. Sometimes it is coming from few other authorized vendors. Okay, other companies are providing this JDK for free of cost, which is nothing but free of cost is nothing but open source. I would say open source. Open source is nothing but anyone can go and anyone can contribute to that particular community. Got it? What is open source? Open source is something where people can provide their own implementation. They can also use it. Then they can send it. They can make it available for others also to use it. If anyone is able to provide any software for others to use it for free of cost, and also allowing people to come and support it, so such type of organizations and such type of things are called as open source platforms. Okay, so now Java is what? Java is having open source platforms. Because of that reason, we can go and we can install Java for free of cost. Now, if you have to use .NET, means .NET is not for free of cost. .NET is nothing but we need to purchase it. We need to purchase the .NET and we need to install it and we need to use it. Okay, so at least for practicing it is for free. But when you try to sell that product, then you have to purchase that license, and then then only you can use the .NET language. Okay, so but and it's not, Java is not only open source, there are other programs. If you take Python is also open source only. Okay, so few of the programming languages are they are being selling, and few of them are open source. Now when it comes to Java, it is a open source. Okay, now what is that what is that language, what is the version that you have to install? Is nothing but Java 17. Just say open JDK 17, download. Okay, so just click on open JDK 17 download. So once you click on that, you can go to this link. Okay, open JDK, and you can look for download option. Let's see where is download we have. So JDK. One second, let me see. Okay, JDK is right now in 27 or 24, I guess. Okay, not 21, it even crossed 27. 24, it is the right now it is at 24. So let me look for JDK 17 if it is available. If not, we will use JDK 21 or we'll use 22. Okay. Once again, I'm looking for the option to download this. in Windows, we need to download and we need to install it. So, but when it comes to Mac or Linux, so we generally what we do is we use package managers. Okay, so in here we have a package manager called as brew, homebrew. Just to brew, we can say what is the software we need. We can say search open JDK. It will give me the list of JDKs that are available. So this acts as a package manager. Package manager is nothing but it is a tool which helps us to automatically go to the market, find the particular thing what you have asked. It will download it and it will install it. Both things it will do. Okay, so but in Windows also we have a Windows manager, Windows installer, which is going to do that. But Windows installer will not go and will not download. Maybe in few latest versions it is having that option or not, I don't know. But you have to download the software. Once you download it and if you ask it to install, then installer will come and take place of installing the particular software. So here we do it like this. Okay, just mention it and we'll do it like this. And if in case of Windows, let me find out an article. Okay, and I'll give you so that you people will be able to install it and the job will be done. Give me a minute. Let me see from where we can download. Let me see here. At least we can download it from Java, Oracle itself or not. Okay. So we have installed an MSI installer. Okay. So check which Windows installer you have. Okay, go here and select this. So you can install 17 also. You can go directly to Oracle itself. Just go here. So try to find this installer. You can use both these links, MSI installer or installer. Just click on this. Maybe it should be downloaded. It should be downloading or it should be asking me. Yeah, it is directly downloading. But this file will not help me here. Okay. Yeah. So it is getting downloaded. Okay. So I will share this link in the. Can you go there and can you download that particular software? But I'm not sure whether this is going to ask. Okay, it is development kit only. To try to download development kit only. Okay. Yeah. So try to download this from that link and let me know whether you're able to download it or not. And we'll try to install.
No, it's working.
Okay. It's working for you?
Yes, it's working for all Windows, I think.
Okay.
I already
Just-
downloaded it.
Yeah. So how many have already installed Java in your machines? Anyone from Java background already and have you installed Java already? If yes, just type S in the chat window. I'll take a look. Anyone previously already installed Java in your machine?
2 days before I downloaded it.
Okay. Anyone else? Did you install it? You have downloaded only, right? Or you have installed it?
Yes. Yeah. No,
You
installed already.
Oh, you have installed it already. Okay, good. Okay. So, okay.
Installed.
2 people have already installed it. So who haven't installed? I want you to just share your screen so that I'll take a look. So you download it and I'll tell you the steps so that people also will take a look at your screen and they will also will do it. Okay, you haven't done, right, Sophia? You do one thing. Can you share your screen? I'll stop sharing my screen and I'll give you an access. Just share your screen and I have shared that link, right? Go to that link and try to download it. And you people, from where did you download that particular software? From Oracle or you tried downloading it from different location?
Direct from Google itself.
Yeah, from which
Chrome.
website?
I think it is.
Like I say, I have gone to Oracle, right? From Oracle, I'm trying to download, but I have a doubt whether Oracle will, when installing it, is it going to ask for any license or not? I have a doubt.
Windows is was directly opened, sir, I think.
Okay, it has directly opened. Can you just share the link, can you check Chrome history, and can you find out the link and can you share that link to link in the?
Okay, let me check.
It's
I'm
not there with
joining
you?
with my phone actually.
Fine.
So, due to some.
Okay, no problem. No issues. No issues. Anyone else? Like I saw Abdul, you have installed, okay. Okay, we'll see it. We'll see it. So I have shared the Oracle link right here. Okay. So use this link in the Zoom chat which I have shared. Okay, click on that and download it. Okay, once it is downloaded, I will tell you the steps how to install and how to set the path. Why do you need to set the path? And after setting the path, what will happen? I will explain you. So till there, once I explain it, you people can start writing the Java programs. You can execute it. That will be the job will be done. That's the reason. So someone can take the initiation. Whoever hasn't installed Java. So could you please share your screen? Don't worry, I'll not ask you any questions. Just share your screen so that I will help you. And other people who haven't installed it, they will be also able to do it. Someone who is sitting in front of the system and who haven't installed, can you take the initiation of downloading and installing? Because I cannot show you here because mine is Mac. That's the whole reason. Otherwise, I would have shown in my system itself. Anyone? Anyone can take the initiation? Just you need to share your screen and take the link, just download it, and then I'll explain you how to install it. Anyone? Okay, it is already 8, right? Okay, let me help you this way. So anyhow, we are passing the time, right? So I'll find one video. Okay, I'll try to find a video, a YouTube video or something, and I will share it in our WhatsApp group. So you people, can you follow that particular YouTube channel or follow that steps? I'll send you a document or a step or a recorded video, something I will try to share you. By tomorrow evening, could you please follow that particular link and find that video or whatever the document that I will share? Can you follow that and can you install it and can you keep it ready? Is it fine for everyone? Just say yes, everyone. You can say yes in the chat. Okay. So I am only seeing few responses. Yeah. Anyhow, if you have any doubts or any questions in installing it, okay, you can ask me at any time. Okay, you can just post your questions in the chat in your WhatsApp chat. Okay, I'll take a look and I'll respond to you. All right, guys. So let me share you the installation steps, how to do it. I may share you a document or I may share you a YouTube link where you can follow it and you can download and you can install Java, and also you can set the class path. Sorry, you can set the path. Till there, if you can complete, tomorrow you can run your first Java program. All right, guys, just follow that link and try to complete it by tomorrow's class. Okay, so that it will be easy for you. But as I told you, if you have any doubts in between, okay, so you can ask me at any time. I will be able to help you. All right, and I haven't shared any notes till till now. Okay, so let me prepare proper notes to you, and I'll try to share the notes every weekly once. I'll try to share the notes. Okay, I may not be able to share you the notes every day. So if you can complete this week, so this week ending by Sunday, I'll try to share you the notes, whatever you have covered in this particular week. All right, it will be okay.
Okay, sir.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Okay, so that's it for today. Okay, we'll catch up tomorrow and we'll try to discuss about JVM architecture. All right.
Okay.
You guys, bye everyone.